Okay, Flowers of Evil, episode 5. Jesus Christ, this show is like watching... This show, seriously, it's like being in an asylum and slowly going mad week by week. Each episode is just insane. Absolutely insane. Oh my god. What happened in this episode? Yeah, it was pretty much Psyche and Kasuga's date. To be fair, that's pretty much what the episode was, with Nakamura spying on him. If you remember from last week's episode, she said that he had to wear Psyche's gym uniform underneath his own clothes, which is fucked up. So yeah, they go to the bookshop, the used bookshop, which we find out is actually called something like Town of Cats or something, some proper weird name. And while they're in the shop, Psyche asks Kasuga, basically, what's your favourite book? And he shows her it's The Flowers of Evil by Charles Baudelaire. And he decides to buy her, as a present, a copy of this book. And he's like, oh, read it. You know, you should read it. It'd be really good. And while he's in the process of giving it to her, he notices out the window Nakamura looking in, doing that to him, saying, you know, come here. So he quickly, swiftly leaves the shop, goes to the alleyway next to the shop, where Nakamura basically pins him up against the wall, which she has a thing for pinning Kasuga up against walls. I don't know why, she just does. Every time she speaks to him, she's pinning him up against the wall. So yeah, and she basically tells him, yeah, during this date you've got to kiss Psyche with her gym uniform on. And he's like, no. He's like, you will. You will do it. So they continue the date, and they're in a cafe talking, and then Kasuga looks and he sees Nakamura spying on them in the cafe. And then after they've been at the cafe, they go to a park and they're sitting on a set of swings, just chatting. And Kasuga's thinking about kissing Psyche, because you've got Nakamura hiding behind a tree watching them. Kasuga's thinking about it. But in the end, he decides to actually ask her to be his girlfriend, pretty much, instead of kissing her. And Psyche actually agrees. She says yes, which I was quite surprised at. So she says yes, and then you see, just as they're sort of like, you know, saying yes to each other, Nakamura comes running over with a bucket of water and tips it all over Kasuga's head, drenching him. And his clothes get wet, and because his clothes are white, his shirt's white, you'd be able to see Psyche's gym clothes through his shirt. And he's like doing this, covering himself, going, don't look at me, and he runs off, hoping that Psyche didn't notice. And then he runs into Nakamura, who basically tells him, you know, so yeah, you decided to ask him out. That's not what I asked you to do, but I'm going to see how this plays out. She basically says, that's not what I asked you to do, but I will see how this plays out. And then the episode ends. Probably 7 out of 10 for this one. It was okay. Wasn't the most action-packed episode ever, to be fair. It was literally just watching them on a date, going from place to place. But yeah, it was okay. It was good. Flowers of Evil. I'm telling you now, if Kasuga doesn't do what Nakamura says, she is gonna cause hell on earth. Hell on earth. So yeah, see you next week for more Flowers of Evil.